G'day guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we break down the charts every single week. Now, before I get into the charts today, I just want to talk about the overall crypto market at the moment and why this is our last big opportunity to create millions in the next bull market. So firstly, I want to go through this chart here. Now, this is the entire price history of Bitcoin. Now, these yellow lines here represent the Bitcoin halvings. And this is where the supply of new Bitcoin getting mined gets cut in half based on the mining rewards. So essentially right now, the main sellers of Bitcoin are Bitcoin miners because they have to pay for their electricity bills, which is extremely expensive for mining. That's billions of dollars of selling pressure coming into the market. But at these yellow lines here, these halving events, the supply of Bitcoin getting mined actually gets cut in half. So essentially, these billions of dollars worth of selling pressure pushing the price down now gets cut in half. We're actually decreasing the supply, which is extremely bullish. Now, the reason why I bring up this chart is because we've been following the same pattern every single cycle. So at our halving event, we get a massive rally to the upside, followed by a correction of about 70 to 80%. And then in between this zone here, we normally get some sideways action slightly up. And then at the next halving, massive bull run, followed by a correction, and then sideways action, but slightly up. And the same thing has occurred in the last 3 cycles. Now, buying in this zone here is the best time to be accumulating because this is when altcoins are typically at their lowest and you're going to be able to buy these assets at the biggest discount. Now, you might look at this chart and you might think this isn't a big move, but you have to understand that every single person that bought during this period between the bottom of the market and the Bitcoin halving became multimillionaires on this rally to the upside, and I'm expecting to see the same thing play out again. Now, there's this chart I want to show you guys. Now, the thing you have to understand about price is the longer it goes sideways, it's kind of like a spring, the more explosive the upwards move is going to get. So before the 2017 cycle, we actually had 386 days of consolidation, which led to a massive run-up in price. Now, leading into the 2020 cycle, it was actually a much smaller period, which is why we didn't actually get as of an explosive bull run as the previous one. Now, we could say diminishing returns, but if we actually look here, our last bear market has actually been significantly longer than the last 2, which is why I actually believe that the next bull cycle is going to be more similar to 2017, and we're actually going to see the opposite of diminishing returns, and we're going to see a much bigger cycle. And I truly believe this could be the last big bull run that we do see for life-changing games. Now, let's get into the charts for a second. So, let's get rid of all of these lines here. And let's zoom in a little bit. So right now we've got the current price for Bitcoin. Let me just do this. And we can probably extend this out a little bit more. So right now on the charts, we can actually see that Bitcoin's actually had quite a big rally to the upside. So we got this massive move up, but where are we going from here? So if we actually have a look at some of our indicators, we can see on our momentum waves that we are very overbought at the moment. So I would be expecting these momentum waves to come back down. As well, we are printing some very bearish signs. So we're actually printing some bearish divergences. So this is where the price action is actually getting higher, but our momentum waves and RSI is actually getting lower. So what this indicates is it indicates a loss in momentum. And every single time we've actually seen a bearish divergence on the chart, it's actually indicated at local top. So if we go back through history, the last bearish divergence we had was actually this area over here. And what did we see? Well, we actually saw quite a significant move down. And if we actually have a look from the high, that was actually about a 20% correction down. Now, I'm probably looking at getting something similar again, around probably a 20% correction from that high. So if we actually have a look and we see from the top, a 20% correction actually brings us down to around here. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do actually see a retest of this previous support from back here in July and also in April before we do get another leg higher. Now, the reason, guys, why I say this is the last big opportunity is when we do get this correction back down to these lower prices, Bitcoin may only go down 20%, but your altcoins are likely to go down 30, 40, 50%. So this is probably going to be your last really big opportunity to really load up at these cheap prices when we do get back down into this zone here. Now, there is the potential as well, if we zoom in to some shorter time frames, we can actually see on our volume profiles that we are actually at the value area high. So we could potentially come down to the value area low and potentially hold that level before we make a move up. But I do think it is more likely for us to get a move down back into this box to retest that key area of support. Now, if we actually zoom out to some higher time frames, so if we were to get a move up, the next key level I would be targeting would actually be this key level up here. So I would be expecting price to come down to retest that zone. And I do think the next move up can be very explosive, all the way up to around 48,000, which I believe is actually the macro point of control of this range here. Let me just have a look. Yeah, so it's around 49,500. But another reason why I do expect us to have a correction in the short term is actually based on market structure. So we're actually starting to enter into bearish market structure because actually, as you can see before, we were making higher highs and higher lows. So we came up, made a higher low, then a higher high, a higher low, and now we actually couldn't make a higher high, and we're actually making a higher low as we speak. So you can see we had our double top here, and now we're actually looking to make a higher low, which could potentially come down. And this is actually bearish market structure, whereas before we were making higher highs and higher lows. We're now looking to potentially make lower highs and lower lows, guys, which is bearish market structure, which indicates that the trend has actually changed from bullish to bearish. But that's pretty much all I've got for today, guys. If you liked that video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching to learn how to trade, all the details will be in the description below. And if you guys do make money on these trades, I'd give all of this information away for free. So we'll be linking my Ethereum address if you guys do want to help support the channel. But besides that, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.